Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is Dads Watching Sports. Michael Draper, Kyle Castles, and even Matt Kirk decided to join us tonight, which we're very excited about. Hope you guys are enjoying a wonderful Labor Day weekend, as it is Sunday, September 6th, also known as the day before my beautiful daughter's birthday. So happy birthday, Emma, turning 4, hard to believe. But happy Labor Day weekend to you guys. Kyle, I know you made a trip down to the Crooked Letter I. How was your Labor Day weekend?
It was good. We drove down, so everybody knows I'm a teacher, and we got told right at the start of football season that if you're going to do a senior night, you might want to do it early. So Friday night was senior night, and I've been tabbed to run senior night, and so I had to stay in Tennessee and get senior night taken care of Friday night. We drove down yesterday morning, saw my folks, and drove back this afternoon.
So, what about a 5-hour drive? Is that right? 4 hours?
4.
Okay, 4 hour, yeah. Good deal. Mr. Kirk, I can barely see you there in that camo, but how are you, sir? And how was your Labor Day weekend?
It was good, man. That actually reminds me of what happened at your wedding, Michael. Speaking of your anniversary, was not too long ago, but when your uncle came up to me when I was at your rehearsal, and he said at the rehearsal dinner, and he said, I thought we were supposed to be wearing a tie to this thing, and I had on my camo tie. I don't know if you remember that or not, but
I do not. But I don't put that past Keith without a doubt. So he's a funny guy. Well, we have had a good weekend as well. We celebrated our daughter's birthday on yesterday, which was Saturday. Had a party with just a few friends outdoors, and it was a good time. I was able to smoke some ribs thanks to the expertise of Kirk's Q. Matt, I was texting you all day yesterday asking, what am I doing wrong here? Does this look all right? Please save me. But you delivered, my man, and I appreciate that. So thanks for all your help on the Kirk's Q.
Could you figure out how to keep the ribs lit when you were smoking them? I could never figure that one out.
Nah, I couldn't do that. No, but I definitely, we had some good. We had 3 racks, and they were awesome. So thank you for your help. If you do, that's right. If you do have some interest in any kind of barbecuing, and we're going to get into a little bit of that in just a second, but check out Kirk's Q on the gram. Because Matt is kind of the grill master king here in our group. Guys, Dads Watching Sports here. If you check us out on the RTF Sports Network, you can see us on Tuesdays and Thursdays there on their network. And thank you so much for doing that. And, of course, you can download us anywhere by just searching Dads Watching Sports. And, of course, we would love for you to interact with us on the show. Just shoot us an email at dadswatchingsports@gmail.com. And we would love to have that happen as well. So, Matt, I mentioned briefly your outdoor expertise, your cooking and grilling and all that. You've got some exciting news for the listeners of Dads Watching Sports. So why don't you start off the show with all that?
Well, we can find out in a couple of months if it's exciting or not.
That's right.
But I have bought a GoPro camera. I'm new into being outdoorsy, into fishing and hunting, and I thought that maybe we could reach some viewers and potential viewers and listeners if I can maybe do some filming of my adventures. And obviously I'm a beginner, so I know there'll be those keyboard warriors out there that'll come on there and try to correct me, but if you do that, you're probably going to get blocked unless I like you. And then I probably won't block you, but I'm kidding. But so I'm going to start trying to film it. And I went fishing yesterday, and I think I caught about 20 fish in about 3 hours. And that's no exaggeration. And you can actually go to my Instagram page. I'll post it on the Dads Watching Sports Instagram also, but I caught 2 fish on one bait on a whopper flopper. If anyone, the avid fishermen out there, if they know what a whopper flopper is, I caught 2 bass, 2 about 1.5-pound bass on a whopper flopper.
I know Kyle had another name for whopper flopper back in the day, but yeah, I've never heard of that.
Well, that was also my nickname in high school, Michael.
Yeah, that's right. It was the bait for the ladies, huh?
Yeah,
that's right.
It was. They called it the master bait, but.
Yeah, this is a family show.
And
there we go. It took all of 5 minutes and 28 seconds. There we go. We've been jumped off. No, guys, that's pretty good. So yeah, Matt, we're excited to kind of get the dads in the outdoors, segment, if you will, or brand, along with Dads Watching Sports rolling, and that kind of leads us into. What's next. And, we recently dropped the dads debate show, really for us, just kind of consolidate things, but we are looking for more dad related content. And so if you're a listener and you've got a great idea, for some content in terms of what some people might be looking for, whether that's, writing some stuff or even possibly a podcast, or just interested in maybe getting on board with, kind of the Dads Watching Sports brand, let us know, shoot us an email. You can email us at dadswatchingsports@gmail.com. And we would love to continue to kind of expand this stuff, because we're going to be doing sports. Now we're doing outdoors, which will include grilling, hunting, fishing, and all that kind of stuff. And we would love to continue to expand that. Matt, I know you wanted to say something.
I'll say this, that, that Dads Watching Sports is like a penny stock, Michael. We are going to take off and it's going to hit big, but I'll tell you this, if you get on and, it could become something real big for you. And we're pretty fun. We don't have dues or anything either for anyone that you're going to join us.
Whoa, they're going to pay me.
Oh, okay. Well, you're the one that would do that. So, and I guess you could get away with it with your wife being a lawyer and everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll make them sign a contract for sure, without a doubt about that. Our legal representation will get on top of that for sure. So,
and also, it kind of, what I was going to say bounces off what you were going to say, Michael, or what you said, that if you have any outdoor content that you would like me to try to do, or that you would like to see me do, or something you think would be cool, just shoot me a message either on the Dads Watching Sports Instagram page or on my personal, which is Kirks_Q. I'd be happy to brainstorm any ideas of potential videos. So just keep them coming, y'all.
Yeah, just don't ask him to do Naked and Afraid. Nobody wants to see
that. That's where the ratings will just plummet. Our 3 people that are watching would turn into nobody that was watching.
I called that. I said that after a scary night in college.
Naked and Afraid. Oh, that's fantastic. Well, guys, I mean, there's a lot of sports going on. I mean, and thank God for that, because it's been nice to get back into. But I thought tonight's show could just kind of be a hodgepodge of, we're not going to sit here and break down, the Lakers are up right now, or the Bucks finally got a win. We're not going to sit here and break down that stuff. Let's just kind of open it up, and talk about whatever. So, Kyle, what's been going on lately, and with you, and what else is new, and what's going on?
I mean, the biggest thing for me is I'm back in the school building with students. This past week was my first week back, and everybody's wearing masks, and the kids hate it. And, they told me for a month they wanted to get back in the building because they miss being in the building. And about a day and a half in to being in the building, they're ready to go back home and go back to remote and Zoom sessions. And
of course,
and the like. Of course, because let's be really honest, they don't really know what they want. They just want to complain about something, because that's what teenagers do. Absolutely. So that's, I mean, other than being a dad to my 3 and trying to watch a little bit of sports when I can fit it in, that's been about it, is trying to get back in the swing of being in school and teaching, trying to mold these young minds.
Absolutely. Without a doubt. You're the molder of young minds, and more than your children, for sure. So, well, around the Draper household, been kind of same old. We've been a little busy here recently, but our kids are starting a new school this week, which is always exciting and frightening and, worrisome, and just everything that goes involved with that. It's our daughter's birthday tomorrow. We've been watching a lot of the World's Toughest Race. So I don't know if you guys have jumped on Amazon and checked that out yet, but we're about halfway through, and my goodness, these people are insane for doing this. It is the most intense endurance thing I have ever witnessed. I mean, it's unbelievable. So if you haven't checked it out, go to Amazon Prime and check out the World's Toughest Race. It's the Eco Challenge Fiji, and they're literally like paddleboarding for 7 or 8 hours at a time. Then they jump in 50-degree water and swim. I think it was 70 kilometers. I mean, it's just intense. All this doing it on no sleep, which is pretty remarkable. Also, my wife and I, we try to set goals at the beginning of the year. One of our goals was just to read more or listen more if you're doing audiobooks. So we've been really kind of focusing on that. If you didn't realize this, you can actually go through your library wherever you live. And most of them actually will do like a virtual library card. You can check out books and do audiobooks that way. So we've done that. And The Seed by John Gordon is a really great book that I just finished. It's really just talking about finding purpose in your life and in your workplace and things like that. Matt, any good hobbies or anything new that's come out for you? Any books you've been reading, anything like that?
Man, I've just been trying to study up on more on grilling. I've been watching videos, recipes, just trying to figure out ways I can make mine better. I'm actually in the process right now of also buying a new smoker. I'm going to start doing barbecue competitions. So I've been doing my research on that. And this is kind of it's not really like a hobby or anything we developed, but we're on a no water usage, which I got confused with. I thought we couldn't do anything with the water at all. So I didn't flush the toilet. So, and my wife had to tell me after she found that I didn't flush the toilet. So I thought if it was yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. And that's not what it meant.
Oh my. Yeah, she's an adult that is responsible for another living person, which is a scary thought.
But now also I will bank off one more thing here. I went fishing yesterday, Michael, and I don't exaggerate. You
call it too with the Whopper Flopper or whatever you call it.
Yeah, the Whopper Flopper. That's not what I called it, but I called it awesome bait. But anyway, and I caught one fish that was 4.5 pounds, my first cast. And I'm thinking, man, this is going to be a great day. And, man, I was catching them left and right. And then I caught this one.
Wait. Did you say 1.5 ounces and you were happy?
No.
Is that never mind.
No, that's the Whopper Flopper.
No, I caught 4.5 pounds, 4 pounds and 8 ounces fish. A big sucker, Kyle. It's probably a fish. I've caught bigger fish than you dreamed about, Kyle. Nah, I'm kidding.
I don't really dream about fish. I don't know what.
Unless they're fried up, man, and fillet. That's the only kind of fish I dream about.
Yeah. But so anyway, I catch this fish. And it's coming into the dock, and it goes under the dock, and it's got this bunch of moss on it. Snaps my freaking rod, man.
Oh man,
I was madder than a wet hen.
That's tough. Well, one quick thing. We've got about 2 minutes left in this segment before we go to break. So if you guys did not check it out this weekend on ETV, which is usually a channel that I don't prescribe to or watch just because
that's for like women.
Yeah, exactly. But I was slipping through earlier on, I guess it was Friday, and I noticed Friday Night Lights was on. I was like, oh, all right, let me check this out. And they are playing literally from the first episode to the very last episode all weekend long, Friday Night Lights. So I've recorded them and I've been checking it out and kind of going back through season 1. So my question to you guys is Friday Night Lights. Let's do first just sports television shows, and then we can maybe talk broader scheme. Kyle, is Friday Night Lights the GOAT of sports television shows? Yes, it is. It's okay. Just say it, man. Well, just say it. Come on. Like, clear eyes, full heart, can't lose, brother. Let's go.
Is Monday Night Football a sports television show?
No, it's not. And Friday Night Lights is better than Monday Night Football.
Is college football live? Is College Game Day? I mean, are these sports television shows?
No, there's no plot.
We'll say scripted, produced, Hollywood produced television show.
And actors are actually in it. Actors play football.
I gotcha. I mean, it's up there. I'm struggling to come up with with a better one.
Okay. What about just overall television shows all time?
Oh no! I mean, there's better shows. I'll tell you what. Down with my parents, Lauren, she fell asleep, but we watched. I don't know I'm behind the times, but we watched the first episode of Yellowstone.
Okay.
And I'm hooked. Kevin Costner. It's a kind of like a modern day Western. He's got government to deal with and have to play the government, and he's right. His land runs up next to the
I hate to cut you off right there, man. We gotta go to break. All right, we're gonna go to break. We'll be right back. Dad's Watching Sports. Are you a dad? Good. Do you like to watch sports? Even better. Sounds like you need to check out our podcast, Dad's Watching Sports. Each week we talk about national sports topics. Yay, sports are back. And our lives as dads of kids 5 years and under, and the highs and lows that come with fatherhood. You can check us out on the RTF Sports Network on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central. And, of course, you can download the show wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search Dad's Watching Sports. And while you're there, share with a bro dad. That's Dad's Watching Sports.
Hey, Kyle, I have a question for you.
Go ahead and ask your question, Matt.
What schmuck did you steal your shirt from named Sam?
Okay, see, I went to this school called Samford. I know that you don't understand anything about college because, whatever. But I went to Samford University. I played ball there, so this is a Samford University shirt.
Oh, I thought you stole it from some schmuck named Sam.
Of course you did.
Well, welcome back to Dad's Watching Sports. This is episode 31, and Michael Draper, along with what appear to be Matt Kirk and Kyle Castles, joining us here. Matt, we did not give you an opportunity to talk a little bit of Friday Night Lights. I know it's a big favorite of yours in terms of GOAT for sports and or TV shows of all time. Where do you got Coach Taylor at?
I got Coach Taylor definitely in my top 3. You can't dismiss Breaking Bad, man. It's a one of a kind. And also there was a show on there's a show on Showtime called Billions that I love, and Homeland. So I'd probably actually put Friday Night Lights at 4. But sports shows, actually, to be honest, there's one that is really close to it, Michael. I don't know if you watched it. It was on USA called Necessary Roughness. It was about the shrink that sports psychologists that work with a pro football team that helped them get back on their feet if they're having problems.
I vaguely remember that, but I never really watched it. But yeah,
it's a great show.
There you go.
May you struck me as a guy that just would love like Blue Mountain State.
I did like that too. I did like that too.
I don't know.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's the best sports TV show. I would have to say it's definitely probably in my top 6 or 7 in terms of TV shows all time. I mean, without a doubt, Survivor is the best show of all time. So we'll just go leave that there.
And Big Brother.
They don't do anything. They just sit in a house. You can't get excited about Big Brother. But what you
can
can
be in a house with a bunch of random people for 3 months.
Well, how about being in an NBA bubble for 3 months and a bunch of random people? Because that's what we're moving on to next. NBA playoffs, guys. I'm sitting here watching the Lakers whip up on the Rockets in Game 2. But man, we are nearing the conference finals. It's been great basketball so far. It looked like the Celtics were on their way to a sweep, and now they're tied at 2. The Bucks looked like they were the best team in basketball all season long. Then they come out and they're now down 3-1 to the Miami Heat. The Clippers and Nuggets are tied at 1. Man, I mean, pretty awesome basketball. Matt, what's your take on everything so far in the playoffs, specifically in these series going right now? I'm one foul away, Michael, from tasting that sweet victory over you guys in basketball. I do think that the Heat are going to get to the finals. They just got to wait 2 more days. Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, I think, one note I made here on my show notes is like, is Miami the best team? Like, are they the team to beat, Kyle, in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, they were probably the best team, and what do they call it? The seeding, what do they call it? The
seeding games,
the power rankings.
Yeah, probably the best team in those seeding games. I think they've been the best team in the playoffs. I don't see a team in the East that beats them. There's, they can spread you out, and they got shooters everywhere. And I'm not going to say they're as good, but it looks a lot like that Golden State team does when they have all their shooters on the floor. It's just shooters everywhere. They're hitting threes. So, yeah, I think the Heat are going to finish off the Bucks in Game 5 now. I'm not worried about the Lakers. I know they lost Game 1, but I think they'll take care of the Rockets probably in 6. That's my guess. I think you have two really good series, though, in this round. You got the Clippers and the Nuggets, and that may go 7. And then the Celtics series is probably going to go 7.
Yeah. I think my guess is that those games will probably go at least 6 or 7 as well. I think Denver's probably going to run out of steam. They're just so exhausted. I think that, the fact that they won game 2, I was actually pretty surprised about that. Who I think has had probably a better bubble / playoffs than really anybody is Eric Spoelstra. You look at when he went on the streak with the Heat earlier in his career, everybody said, well, of course he's got Chris Bosh, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade. And what he's been able to do with Pat Riley, you don't really think of Eric Spoelstra being in that kind of top level tier of NBA coaches, Matt, but count me in as somebody who's bought into the job he's done this year. Do you think Spoelstra is a top 5 to 7 NBA coach?
Man, I'm not going to lie. At first, I thought he was just a joke that had a great slew of talent with LeBum and Wade and Bosh. But, man, he really I think he really knows what he's doing. I sure hope that he can keep it up. Hopefully he'll make some magic happen.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting to kind of see how this thing all shapes out. I think and just the fact that these guys have been going, with just 1 day rest, basically, other than some of the teams that had some early success in the first round, is a pretty good testament to their conditioning after finishing a long season. And it's going to be an awesome finish, I think, without a doubt. So I look forward to talking about it the rest of the way with you guys. Guys, I was sitting around on Friday and I was watching a little bit of U.S. Open tennis. We had just talked horse racing with Jay Cash. There's golf going on right now. There's all the sports are going on right now. And it kind of just popped a question up in my mind of, let's take out pro football, pro basketball, pro baseball, even pro hockey, because those are kind of the 4 big ones. And everybody's going to say, well, those might be the toughest to get into. But if you look at the kind of non-traditional or not mainstream sports, so you got tennis, golf, MMA / boxing / WWE, if you want to throw that in, any of the other kind of unsung sports. Kyle, what do you think is the toughest sport to go professional in across those landscapes?
Look, I'm willing to bet all of our listeners and you guys, someone that can walk out and give them a set of clubs, and on any given Saturday, they can go play a round of par or subpar golf. You got to know somebody.
I don't know a single person that can play a par or subpar golf.
Okay, so I know a couple that can. Guys I used to coach with, and yeah, they can walk out, they can play par, subpar golf, and they're not pros. Just being able to walk out and do that on any given Saturday is one thing, but to be able to do it at a consistent level that the pros do, that's the hard thing. And so I would say golf is the hardest sport to go pro in.
Okay, yeah, I was a little confused where we were going there because I was thinking, well, there are some guys that I probably know that could shoot, probably high 70s, low 80s, but they're also playing at, just the little country club down the road. They're not playing at TPC Sawgrass. Right. Matt, what about you? What do you think is the toughest sport to go pro in?
We should have put this on the dead debate this past week when Kyle snuck out and probably paid you under the table.
He did. He bought my chicken sandwiches.
Yeah. A win is a win, and that's all that matters.
I'm going with the WWE because it kind of seems like that. It kind of seems to me like, in the professional realm that this, you have to really put in a lot, and they have their favorite people that kind of get in. And then once you're in, unless your name is Daniel Bryan, and then he got kind of snubbed when he came back. But I think that the WWE would be the hardest because they kind of have their pick, and you have to just it's not about your actual talent. It's about how you can act. It's not about your physical attributes.
Yeah, but when you talk about a professional athlete, you're just talking about someone who can make a living working and doing that, and you don't have to work in the WWE to be considered a professional wrestler. There's all sorts of different organizations. That's
on the biggest stage, Kyle, if you want to get technical.
Well, and I would also, I was actually going to go with tennis, but Matt may have won me over here because if you think about a professional wrestler, and you can say, oh, it's scripted, whatever have you, they're still athletes, they're having to get the job done. But if you think about them, not only are they having to be at a top, kind of a top physical condition, but they also have to be able to carry a mic and carry a crowd in normal world, and to be able to essentially be an actor and an athlete all in one. I think I'm going with Matt in this. I think there's just a lot that goes into it that a lot of people don't give credit for. So I'm going, Matt, that'll be $25 to you. But yeah, I think that's going to be who I go with.
So, wait, only 25. I paid you 50 Wednesday night.
Oh man, all you bought me was 2 chicken sandwiches. Don't lie. Come on now.
So you're up charging the crap out of me. I was going to send you a brisket, Michael.
Man, that sucks.
It's more tender than your mother's love.
Well, I don't know, man. Sherry, it was always a good mom and showed a lot of love. So it's
Sherry, baby.
That's right. All right, guys, we still got a few minutes here. So one thing I wanted to catch us up on, and we may even get in a little draft action here, is our team lotteries. So Matt mentioned it earlier in the lottery for basketball. Kyle and I are going against each other. So one of our teams is going to move on. So Matt, you'll at least be tied with somebody in the going to the conference finals. So we've got my Nuggets versus Kyle's Clippers, and then Matt looks like his Heat are moving on. In baseball, Matt's not looking too good for the Nationals, but we'll just kind of leave it there for you. And in hockey, my Lightning are in to the conference finals, and nobody else has made it, which I believe Matt's Coyotes suffered the early loss. So Matt will be recording a commercial.
Wait, we have to wait until the final rankings come out. As bad as the Avalanche played, they might not even get seated above them.
Well, I just don't see how that's going to happen.
No, but that's anyways. That's
yeah. Well, we've got some minutes here, guys. So I've got our big fancy wheel back. So we can figure out the punishment at some point in time. But you guys down for NFL team lottery?
Let's do it.
All right. Let me share my screen here. Let's share that. Yep. And we're going here. Can you guys tell me? Can you see that?
I got you.
All right. Who wants to go first?
Me.
All right, Matt. All right, Matt. Here we go. Click to spin. We got all teams here represented, and you can even see, if you can see my mouse here, we've got the Washington football team, which is exciting. So here we go, Matt. Here's your pick. Oh, that was awfully close. Matt ends up with the Denver Broncos.
Who was that close to getting?
You were close to getting the Chiefs.
Oh, no, I'm good with the Broncos.
Okay.
Oh,
you're good with Mile High, huh?
Yep, I'm good. I'm Mile High. I'm high on Mile High.
There we go. All right, Kyle, I'll let you go next, and I'll go last. Right. Here we go. So Kyle's team.
Give me the Saints.
Oh, the division rival.
God.
Man,
I don't even want to win. I don't even want to win.
Man, that's brutal. All right. I'm hoping you can't really see, I've got my old school Dolphins sweatshirt on here. I'm hoping for the Dolphins.
You are not hoping for the Dolphins.
Oh, the Lions. Okay, I'll take the Lions. I'm not
with all their running back disarray right now with their circus at running back.
I'm not too.
That whole team's a circus at this point,
except Stafford.
Yeah, Stafford. Hey, man, he had a good year before he went down last year. So, okay, so Lions, Kyle's Panthers, and Matt, you were the Broncos, correct?
Yeah. I'll say this. I tell you that the AP may get a switch and whip them Lions into shape.
That's right. Yeah, he might. That's one thing he might do. So I'm just going to mute Matt for the rest of this segment. Well, guys, we've got about a minute and 45 seconds here before we got to go to break. So, punishment. What are we thinking for in terms of a punishment? So far we've got Matt's making a commercial more than likely. The loser of the basketball is doing painted fingernails, and then the loser of Major League Baseball is $100 donation to their favorite charity.
I'm loving the idea of the commercial, Michael. I think that's pretty solid.
The commercial?
Yeah. Do another commercial.
You want to do another commercial?
I don't want to do it. It's going to be Kyle that's going to be doing it.
I hope so. I hope I lose this one.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's put it out to why don't we put it out to the listeners? We'll put it out if somebody wants to comment before this show is over. We'll take it into consideration, and maybe we'll throw it up on a Twitter poll. But what do you want our punishment to be for the loser of the NFL team lottery? So I drew the Lions, Kyle drew the Panthers, and Matt drew the Broncos. Somebody's going to have a losing season out of that, and somebody's going to finish worst. So what's our punishment going to be? You can comment on here. You can shoot us an email. You can get in touch with us however you want to do. You can text us if you know our number. We'll give that out. We'll give Matt's cell phone number out at the end of the show, and you can text him whatever you would like to do.
Hey, man, 867-530-9. You can hit me up.
That's right. Absolutely. Okay. Well, we'll come back after the break here in just a few minutes, and we will figure out a punishment in the coming weeks for our teams. But that'll be something that's very exciting. Guys, when we come back for the break, I'm very excited because it is time for at least the first round of the cereal bracket. Oh, I'm super excited. We've been plugging this for what's now about a month. So we're very excited about that. But we will be back on Dad's Watching Sports in just a second. The Dads of Dads Watching Sports are coming to you with a new weekly show on Wednesday nights. That's right. Check out our new half-hour show, The Dad Debate, on Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Central on the RTF Sports Network Facebook page. And it'll be available immediately for download following our show on the Dads Watching Sports podcast feed. 3 debate topics, 2 dads, 1 winner. It's going to be you. So you can tell the amount of work that the producer / host has been doing, and the fact that the last commercial was about the Dad Debate, which is a new show that we apparently launched and now have drawn back. So if you are looking for the Dad Debate, you can find it anywhere you download podcasts on the Dad's Watching Sports feeds, but you're only going to find 5 episodes. Several of them that I won, and then one that Kyle won just this past week. So guys, let's get into it. We have created a 32 cereal bracket. My hope is that we'll get at least through maybe round 1 tonight. We put these cereals together. We all kind of collaborated and worked on some cereals, and I'm going to pull the bracket up here on the screen for you guys to see. So if you look at over in the top left corner, we've got the Cinnamon Toast Crunch region. They're going against French Toast Crunch. The 4-5 matchup of that bracket is Golden Crisp versus Life, and you can kind of read on throughout. But we've got some good matchups here. So, guys, I'm going to pitch it over to you, and we'll just kind of update this throughout the show here. There's got to be a winner. We've got an odd number of guys, so there's going to be a 2-1 winner either way, or a 3-0 winner. Matt, we'll start in the Lucky Charms bracket. Why don't we? So the number 1 seed Lucky Charms versus the number 8 seed Honeycombs. Who you got moving on to the round of 16?
Oh, them Lucky Charms are sure getting a little lucky. They run them over in the first round.
Kyle?
You know what?
Get out of here.
I know, right? I know everybody's gonna get mad at me here, but I can remember growing up eating them honeycombs and loving it. And the Lucky Charms might just be a little too sweet. So I know I'm gonna lose this one, but I'm going with the upset. Give me the 8 seed and the honeycomb.
The 8 seed getting 1 vote. Honeycombs over Lucky Charms. That means I get to break the tie. Guys, I can't go against Lucky Charms because it very well could be the number 1 overall seed. So Lucky Charms will move on to the round of 16. Let's go down to the 4-5 matchup in that bracket. I'll start first. Cocoa Pebbles versus Honey Smacks. I'm a big fan of Honey Smacks, so I've got Honey Smacks, the 5 seed, in a slight upset over Cocoa Pebbles. Kyle, who you got?
You know what? We don't have to hear from Matt on this one. Cocoa Pebbles are not the best chocolate cereal, so give me the Honey Smacks.
Honey Smacks.
You jokers don't like to drink the milk after eating Cocoa Pebbles?
I do like to drink the milk after eating a chocolate cereal, but it's not Cocoa Pebbles. It's Cocoa Krispies.
It's Cocoa Krispies?
Yeah, man.
What in the world?
Whoa.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so Mike's still wrong.
Yep. So Honey Smacks moving on to the round of
Smacks.
16, and they will face Lucky Charms. We'll update this for you at the end of the show. Apple Jacks, the 3 seed versus Raisin Bran, kind of the traditional. If you need a good little boost to that BM area, get you some Raisin Bran, and I'll get things going. The 3 seed versus the 6 seed. I'll go first, guys. I'm going Apple Jacks, the 3 seed. Matt, who you got?
Well, Kyle, I'm going to return you the favor, my man. I'm raising my kids right, and we are going to be eating Apple Jacks in my house.
Hey, I don't eat
Not Raisin
raisins. I don't eat raisins, so it's definitely not raisin bread for me either.
Well, it doesn't matter. Your opinion is irrelevant here, Kyle.
That's good stuff. All right, let's move on to the last matchup of this bracket, this section of the bracket. Fruity Pebbles, the 2 seed, versus Trix. Kyle.
Tricks are for kids, and I'm an adult. Give me Fruity Pebbles.
Amen, brother. I'm going Fruity Pebbles as well. So Matt,
I had a great line for that. Can I at least say what I thought?
Yeah, go ahead and give us your great line.
I was going to say that tricks are for kids, and who is the most immature person on the show? Me. So give me the tricks because I'm a kid.
There we go. So you're going with the Tricks, but they did not move on to the round of 16. All right, we're going to flip the script across the pond, and we're going the Frosted Flakes, the number 1 overall seed, versus Honey Bunches of Oats. Matt, who you got in that matchup?
Frosted Flakes all day.
Frosted Flakes. Kyle.
We go with them because they're great. Frosted Flakes.
Frosted Flakes. I don't get to vote. I would have voted Honey Bunches of Oats. I have some downstairs.
Which is why you're wrong.
Come on, man. They're so good. All right. The surprise of the bracket is the fact that Kyle ranked Corn Flakes so high and got them to a 4 seed. So we got the Battle of Corn Flakes versus Pops. I'm going to go ahead and go here, and I'm going to say Corn Pops because Corn Flakes are awful. Does anybody agree, Kyle, Corn Flakes or Corn Pops?
You saw where I ranked them. Corn Flakes are fantastic. You can put any kind of fruit with them. They're wonderful. I love them by themselves. You can throw some sugar on top of them. Whatever you want to do to them, it works and it tastes good.
Okay, but Kyle, you do realize if you want to put sugar on your cereal and you're going to eat Corn Flakes, just get the damn Frosted Flakes.
Thank you, Matt.
Give me Corn Pops.
Thank you. Corn Pops moving on, as they should have in the Battle of Corn. We go from the Battle of Corn to the Battle of Puffs. Guys, we've got Reese's Puffs versus Cocoa Puffs. We'll go with Matt. We'll let you go first.
Well, I'm very disappointed about the Cocoa Krispies. What's the word called there?
Screw job?
Yeah, screw job. Yeah, so give me the Reese's Puffs.
Reese's Puffs moving on. Kyle, are they moving on to this round of 16, or does Cocoa Puffs stand a chance?
So the first thing we got to mention is that, Mike, you can't spell Reese's. There's no C in it. It's REESE'.
Is it really?
Yeah. So appreciate you spelling it correctly.
Well, there we go.
Reese's Puffs are Cocoa Puffs with peanut butter puffs as well, which makes it better, which give me Reese's Puffs.
Okay, so Reese's Puffs. And Matt, you voted Reese's Puffs as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Reese's Puffs.
Affirmative.
All right, so Kyle, we spelled that REESE'.
Yep.
Puffs. Moving on to the round of 16. All right, then we've got our last matchup in this bracket, the 2 seed Captain Crunch versus the 7 seed O's. I'm going to go first because I want to make sure that my voice is heard loud and clear, and it is voting for the most underappreciated cereal in this entire bracket, which is O's. If you've never had it, do yourself a favor, try it out. It's delicious, and it's amazing, and it's going to move on because I know somebody's going to join me. O's over Captain Crunch.
Oh, no. Me and the captain are going to make it happen.
Oh, come on, guys.
Captain's going to keep it snapping.
So both of y'all going Captain Crunch. Man, that's disappointing. Okay, let's go up to we'll go to the top left bracket here. Cinnamon Toast Crunch versus French Toast Crunch. Kyle.
CTC, baby. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Matt.
I can only have one bowl because if I have more than one bowl, I'm going to eat the whole freaking box. Give me the Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay, Cinnamon Toast Crunch was going to move on because I was going that way as well. We got the 4-5 matchup, Golden Crisp versus Life. I just bundled all the versions of Life into this. I'm voting for Life because the Cinnamon Life is also one of the best cereals out there. It's sitting in my pantry downstairs as well. I'm going Cinnamon Life. Matt.
So I had never even had a Golden Crisp, so I'm going to go with Life as well. And interesting fact, my daughter has been getting where she likes to eat that cereal, and she likes to feed it to me, and I realized how much I really like it.
There you go. So Life moves on. Kyle, who would you have voted for if you'd have gotten a chance?
Well, you didn't tell me you were.
It doesn't matter who you'd vote for.
You didn't tell me you were rolling the Cinnamon Life in. I just saw Life and I was going Golden Crisp. But the minute you said Cinnamon Life, it was over. Life moves on.
Life, that encompasses every bit of it. The 3 seed peanut butter Captain Crunch, which I didn't even know a thing, versus Kyle, which you know you're making fun of me of misspelling, is that when you send me your picks, you spelled Fruit Loops FROOTLOOP.
No, it is FROOT. It is.
Are you serious? Are you sure?
Oh, I know. I looked at the box.
Are you sure about that?
I looked at the
box. Yeah. Well, yep, you're absolutely right. All right, I stand corrected. So Fruit Loops versus
you don't argue food with the fat man.
Peanut butter crunch. I'll let you go with it first, Kyle. Fruit Loops versus peanut butter crunch.
Oh, come on. Peanut butter Captain Crunch is the best cereal on the market. Give me peanut butter Captain Crunch.
Matt, do you agree, or are we going to make it a 1-1 tie for Fruit Loops?
Crunch Berries is by far the best, but give me the Fruit Loops.
Ooh, Fruit Loops. Okay, I got a decision here to make.
Oh, don't do it to
and this was Kyle's. Well, here's the thing, Kyle, and I'm gonna.
It's my number 1 overall.
I know, but let me be completely honest with you. And this is all kidding aside. I've literally never eaten peanut butter Captain Crunch. Never.
No, the great.
How have you lived?
Pretty well, to be honest with you. And I have eaten Fruit Loops. And I have eaten Fruit Loops.
Wait, let's point something out here. You've eaten Fruit Loops, and you're the skinny guy on the show. I've eaten peanut butter Captain Crunch, and look at me. Which one do you think must be better now?
Okay,
you stole a shirt from a schmuck named Sam.
All right, I've got Kyle. That was a pretty good line. So I'm going to do you a favor, and at least for right now, peanut butter Captain Crunch will move on to the round of 16. Where they will
never even eaten it.
Where they will face the winner of Cheerios and Rice Chex, which the fact that Rice Chex made this list should be an abomination. I'm going to go ahead and vote for Cheerios because if anybody that eats Rice Chex just needs to get the hell out of here.
I like to eat my Rice Chex with some almond milk, Kyle and Michael.
So does anybody really vote for Rice Chex in this matchup?
No.
Okay. So here's the thing. I put them on my list, but here's why. At Christmas time, Mama Castles, all right, my mama, Nana, what the kids call her.
We're listening.
She will
shout out Donna.
Shout out to Donna. You daggum right. She will take a bunch of different types of Chex cereal and mix it with some other Cheez-Its and pretzels and stuff. Put it in a pan. Put some Worcestershire sauce and butter, and I don't know what. I can't say the word.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire? Is that in Lord of the Rings?
It's a thing. She doctors it up, and then she puts it in a big tin in a trash bag and calls it trash because it's just a hodgepodge of stuff.
No, that is what Rice Chex is trash. And notice you didn't mention anything about pouring milk over it and eating it as cereal. The purpose of this bracket.
But that's the only reason it got on my list because it's good that way.
That's fair. But Cheerios, moving on. All right, guys, we've got one section of the bracket left that we're going to do tonight. We'll move on to some other topics and we'll finish this later. We'll go the number 1 seed in this side of the bracket, Honey Nut Cheerios versus Special K, and we'll encompass all of the Special K flavors and whatnot in that. Kyle, go ahead and give us your vote right there.
Oh, it's not just plain Special K. We're doing all of them. Special K with the red berries.
Correct. Yeah, anything and everything.
Give me Special K with red berries.
Okay, Matt.
This is also my nickname in high school, Special K. But I can't fight fate here. I got to go with the Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah, Honey Nut Cheerios, without a doubt. I mean, that's just it's a classic, and you can't fight off the little B there. Cookie Crisp, the 4 seed versus Frosty Mini Wheats. I'll go Frosted Mini Wheats. I'll go the first vote here. I'm going a little slight upset here. Frosted Mini Wheats, especially if you do the maple and brown sugar version. They are awesome. So I'm going that. Matt, what you got?
Cookie Crisp.
Kyle, break or tie?
I got to agree with Kirk Daddy up there.
All right. Cookie Crisp moves on to the round of 16, which is very exciting. All right. Now we're going to the battle of Rice Krispies, and that is the 3-seed Rice Krispies versus the 6-seed Rice Krispie Treats.
There's Rice Krispie Treats cereal?
There is.
Really?
Yeah, they're like little bitty Rice Krispie Treats. I take it apparently neither one of y'all are eating it, so I'm guessing you're probably both voting Rice Krispies. Is that correct?
To me, it kind of seems like that'd be a really big bite for just one.
No, they're just like little. It's the same as a cookie. You just voted for Cookie Crisp. You think they have regular size chocolate chip cookies in this?
Yeah, I mean they're kind of like Chips Ahoy, or not Chips Ahoy, but like
famous.
The one, yeah, those, yeah.
All right, so Rice Krispies moving on. Okay.
Yeah,
we got Rice Krispies. All right, the last.
But I will say this, Michael, I've never eaten those, but I could go and vote for them like what you did.
You could, you should have, because I was going to vote for Rice Krispie Treats, but that's okay. Last matchup of this round and for tonight's show: Golden Grams, the 2-seed, versus Apple Cinnamon Cheerios, the 7. Matt,
Golden Grams all day. The GG.
I'm going Golden Grams as well. Kyle, I thought you were probably on that same wavelength.
Look, that one was actually pretty difficult 2-7, but yeah, I could Golden Grams.
All right, guys. So here's what we've got moving on. We'll finish this over the course of the next couple of shows, but I'll update the bracket and get it out. But if you kind of look at the bracket on the screen right now, we've got in the Sweet 16, Cinnamon Toast Crunch versus Life, Peanut Butter Captain Crunch versus Cheerios, Frosted Flakes and Corn Pops, Reese's Puffs with an S and Captain Crunch, Lucky Charms and Honey Smacks, Apple Jacks, Fruit Loops, Honey Nut Cheerios, Cookie Crisp, Rice Krispies, and Golden Grams. Guys, any we don't really have a Cinderella story. I guess if we kind of looked out through it, maybe I don't even know.
Your Peanut Butter Crunch did, because you never even eaten them.
Yeah, I guess
Honey Smacks is a 5 that beat a 4.
Yeah, Honey Smacks is. We'll maybe go on them as our Cinderella run for sure. So. Well, thanks.
And Corn Pops over Corn Flakes. So the 5-1, the 5-1, that 5-4 game there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's about it.
We'll put some of these up on our social media accounts as well over the next little bit, so people can get your votes in, and we'll finish these up over the next couple of shows, and hopefully crown the champion within the next month or so. So, guys, let's move into a couple of quick hitter topics. So, Steve Nash was hired kind of out of nowhere as the Brooklyn Nets head coach. It had been kind of talked about that he had worked with Kevin Durant when he was in Golden State as kind of just a special coach trainer kind of guy that worked with him kind of one-on-one. And a lot of that, I think, had to deal with him ending up in Brooklyn. Pretty surprising hire. So, Matt, what are your thoughts first? And then second, where does this hire rank in surprising hires? And what would you have as your top 3 most surprising head coaching hires in sports?
Oh, man. Unfortunately, they're kind of all in the game of basketball. Antoine Jameson at Vanderbilt. I think it's Jerry Stackhouse. Sorry, it's coach at Vanderbilt. And then you got Jason Kidd to Milwaukee. That didn't make any sense. And now Steve Nash over here is my number 3, or my number 1, or I guess number 3, whatever. But anyway, but I don't think he's going to be a very good head coach. He was a great point guard, a great player, but I just don't think it's going to translate. There wasn't much coaching up to do on Kevin Durant. He couldn't even keep his head on straight enough for them to win a title every year he was there. So, in my opinion, that's kind of a fail on Steve Nash's book.
Kyle, what about you?
Well, Matt, you said all yours were basketball, all mine are football. So Cliff Kingsbury getting the Cards job. It kind of made some sense because everybody was looking for that next young guy, but he didn't win in college, so it didn't make a ton of sense to me. And then you got Lane Kiffin to the Raiders. That was a crazy hire that probably should have never happened. He was way too young, way too immature for that job. But the most surprising head coaching job is the best head coaching hire in the history of sports.
Belichick?
Bill Belichick, after spending 3 or 4 days as the head coach of the Jets, after spending 3 or 4 days prior, before Parcells moved from the Patriots to the Jets, he was the head coach of the Jets 2 times, never coached a game, and then got hired on by the Patriots. And that's why it's the most surprising and the best head coaching hire in all of sports.
That's a good call there. That didn't make my top three, but one that did make my top three, you mentioned Cliff Kingsbury. I had that as my number three as well. I mean, I think that just everybody scratched their head on that thinking like, wait, what? This guy didn't win in college. Why is he going to win in the pros? My number two is actually Nash to Brooklyn. I thought, and I think it was just the fact that nobody had this. And Steve Nash has not been, at least out in the public eye, has not been on anybody's radar as a head basketball coach or even really as an assistant. And the fact that he is now the head coach of the Nets was surprising. And then to me, the number one, it's a little bit of a homer pick, but when Rick Pitino was fired from Boston and went to Louisville, the arch rival of Kentucky, when he used to be the Kentucky head coach, that was mine most surprising pick there as a coach. So guys, let's shift gears to NASCAR. We are in the chase for the Cup. My guy, Double J, Jimmy Johnson, did not make the playoffs. But you guys, if I remember correctly, both of y'all's did, if I remember correctly. And then who's your favorite to walk away with the Cup?
It's always Happy Harvick. It's always the number 4 car for right now. He's always really solid. Ever since he came in after the great Dale Earnhardt, the Intimidator, he has just really been putting on a show, and I think he's gonna bring it home this year.
Kyle, my question to you is, Jimmy Johnson is retiring. He's won, I believe, 6 or 7 cups. Is he the greatest NASCAR driver of all time?
No. There's so many in the history. I mean, Richard Petty is the king for a reason. Senior is the one who transcended the sport and really brought it to the mainstream. I'd put easily at least those two, and there's a bunch of others that I'd put above Jimmy Johnson. I would actually say Jimmy Johnson won in a watered-down version of NASCAR where he wouldn't have won had he been racing decades before.
Easy,
and
man.
I'll say this about
–
Earnhardt too, Kyle. He won 7 championships. You know I'm a championship guy.
You are.
Well, there you go. Guys, Mulan came out on Disney Plus over the weekend, the live-action remake. So it led me to believe we are all led me to think about we're all dads of daughters. The princess movies, if you guys haven't gotten to them yet, you are without a doubt on your way. Let me warn you, fair warn you there. So Kyle, top 3 Disney princess movies of all time.
Look, we actually watch some of the Disney princess movies, but there's got to be something for the boys in it because those are the ones they care about. Yep. So for me, the best ones I've seen, going 3-1. Number 3 is Frozen. Elsa's the one that I want my daughter to be more like, and not because Anna's kind of crazy.
She got a geisha guy after knowing him for a day. I mean,
exactly. Let's be more like Elsa. Yeah. Lock yourself in a tower and don't come out for a while. I'm good with that.
That's right. That's great.
Then I got Brave. These are kind of my people. I know I kind of look. I got the red beard and all, so kind of my people with Merida out there and Brave. But my real people in my heart, who I feel I am.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
Are them Sam Owens over there, baby? So Moana, Maui, the Heart of Te-Fiti. It doesn't get better.
I don't exactly agree, but I'm a big fan of Moana as well. Matt, you guys are trending in the direction of princess everything and princess movies with your daughter getting older. What do you have as your top 3?
Man, I can't get past Beauty and the Beast. I've got it as 3. I love that movie. And I actually watched it in theaters with my wife whenever it came back out, and I'm not gonna lie, the big guy over here shed a few tears. I was so sad I almost stole a shirt from a schmuck named Sam.
You can't let this go, can you?
Nope, I can't. And Aladdin, I've got Aladdin, and Pocahontas.
Okay, nice, very nice.
I like those 3.
My 3 are The Princess and the Frog is my number 3. It's an awesome movie. It's one of my daughter's favorites. It was her favorite one for a while. So we're a big fan of The Princess and the Frog. Number 2 is Moana. Without a doubt, has the best songs, I think, of any Disney princess movie out there. Oh, we got a little comment from CG. Gents, CG, I know Carter.
He said Gents.
That says Gents, man. What are you talking about?
He says Gents.
I think Carter's probably not an overly interested in princesses, but we're talking princess movies right now. And my number one movie for Disney princess is, Matt, you mentioned it's got to be Aladdin. And I got to go with the original because you've got, blanking on his name, the genie.
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams, yes, is the genie, and A Whole New World. And you're talking about getting emotional when you start listening to that. So, guys, we've got to get out here in just a quick second, but we're down to the conference finals in the NHL. We've got the Lightning in one against, I believe, the New York Islanders, and then the Golden Knights against the Dallas Stars. Really quickly, Matt, who is your pick to make the Stanley Cup finals?
Well, being in the great state of Texas, I got to go with the Stars. It'll also make my wife very happy if the Stars win.
Kyle?
Vegas and Tampa Bay.
All right. Well, I'm going the same as you, Kyle. I've got Vegas and Tampa Bay as well. So, well, guys, we have got to get out of here. We're running up against it. But thank you so much for joining Dad's Watching Sports. We will see you next week. And you guys take care. Have a good, safe Labor Day weekend. We'll see you soon.